Hey guys, we're here today to check out this new app which claims, get this, to turn your smartphone into a power meter. So the app is called Fitif Power, and we've got it here today to run a little test, which Ollie, you're going to talk us through.
Yeah, exactly right, Craig. So what we are going to do is put the Fitif Power through its paces by testing it against a standard power meter. In this case today, we are using the Stages power meter, which a lot of people will be familiar with. So it's supposed to work quite similarly to the way Strava records your power as well. So after you log your rides on Strava, you get an estimated power reading, and also for each individual segment during your ride, it will give you an estimated average power.
Okay, so it's going to be a lot more consistent though, because we're putting in our own data. So unlike Strava, which may take a while to guess it, this should be a lot more accurate.
That's the idea, exactly right. So it's supposed to be as similar to a proper power meter as possible, really.
Well, let's test it out.
Okay, so here we are then on board. So you'll see that there's a slight lag on the Fitif, and that's because it calculates 15-second power. So your average power over the last 15 seconds. So you can see the Stages at this point is obviously up to about 340, and the Fitif is slowly catching up now, just about getting there. So this is quite a good section of road actually, because the first half is flat with a nice sort of gentle incline, and then the second half gets quite steep. So it's a good little section to test the app out on. So you can see now the speed readings are broadly the same, they're pretty good, but the power on the Fitif here is just a little off, isn't it, compared to the Stages. Slowly getting up, slowly getting up. So there's a couple of things just to point out. The Fitif obviously needs, as you can see on the screen here, it needs your cadence reading and your heart rate. Now we were having problems pairing our cadence meter with the Fitif app and also our heart rate monitor. So that might explain a few of the discrepancies, but it's not entirely clear. So we're just now coming up to the first bit of the climb here, and you can see they're pretty good now. The Fitif and the Stages are pretty well matched, to be honest with you, which is quite encouraging. So you'd expect obviously a little more power as we start to go up the climb. The Fitif there, remember it's calculating your 15-second average power, so it's going to be a smoother reading compared to the Stages, which is on a 3-second power at the moment. So you can see we're putting out a bit more power here, and the Stage is up to sort of late 400s, touching 500, and the Fitif is slowly getting up there, just with that 15-second lag. See now it's broadly there, so it's pretty good, There you go, it's up around nearly 400-ish. So you keep going, the Stages, the speed is bang on at the moment. So you keep going top of the climb, the power's just gonna drop off a little. You can see on the Stages it's coming down, as is the Fitif just about now. So pretty good.
So how did you find it, the Fitif Power app?
The Fitif Power app, I thought it was okay actually. I didn't find it sort of responsive enough. That was the main problem for me. So it was quite laggy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whereas obviously the proper power meter would give you a much more accurate reading, more real time.
Yeah.
The Fitif took a while to get up to those sort of numbers.
Laggy.
Yeah, exactly. And it seemed like it was only ever within a sort of broad range of what the actual power meter was giving you. So I'm not sure it's going to necessarily replace proper power meters just for the time being.
So on a flat straight it'd be okay, but might not be so great if you're powering up a hill with spikes of power then.
No, absolutely not. If you're really interested in seeing those power numbers, in real time as quickly, as responsively as possible, then obviously this is not going to be the thing for you, right? But I mean, I think it does an okay job. Like if you were doing a longer ride, you would get sort of ballpark figures, right? And it would be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual numbers are, but it's probably within like 50 either side of what's
either side,
of what that's actually
I mean,
going on.
It could be quite good for someone who's probably on a budget.
I mean, the thing for me, at the end of the day, you know, for me, I wouldn't use the app.
Okay. But, you know,
But
I do think there are probably some caveats. You know, if you do want to try PAL for the first time and you don't necessarily have £200 or £400 to spare, then it might be a good way. But yeah, it's never going to replace the Power app, the Power meter, is it?
no, I don't think so. Having said that, you know, it's nice and easy to use and all the rest of it, and I can see some uses there. But
if the readings are consistent enough, then you know,
actually,
you can necessarily train with it.
Let's talk about that, because you know, if you think about what you actually need from a power meter, right? What you're really after is a consistent reading.
Yeah.
You know, as an amateur rider, although we like to think of ourselves as professionals, we're all amateurs. You know, basically, we don't really care whether it's actually super accurate. You know, unless you're riding in a team, or you're doing some tests and stuff like that.
If you're actually doing some racing, then naturally you'd want it to be as accurate as possible. But if you're going out with friends, then you want to have a consistent number which you can train by. You know?
That's exactly right. That's the key, right? So you always have that kind of benchmark figure. Let's assume that you calculated your FTP using this app, for example. All you cared about is that next time you go out, it gives you the consistent reading, right?
And you train within the zones of power which are allotted, you know. So you can have that kind of secure level of training that, you know, it's not going to be all over the place, effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. Star rating out of 5. No, not out of 5. It's a 2 out of 5 for me.
2 out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 out of 5, 5 out of 10.
Okay.
Is that the same thing?